Hi, I'm Shelby Sim, and today we'll be enjoying an incredible day in the Santa Ynez Valley. Come and join us. Our day begins with a visit to Vino Vaqueros. Here, guests can enjoy the best of the Santa Ynez Valley's past and present. We're here with Jay Ganibi of Vino Vaqueros and on a beautiful morning in the Santa Ynez Valley. Please tell us about the history and how this came to be, Jay.
So the history of Vino Vaqueros was back in 2009, actually probably 2008 at the time. My husband, then boyfriend, and I were driving down to Santa Barbara Polo Club, as he was a polo player at the time. And he recognized and said verbally out loud that there was no trail riding in this valley proper. And wouldn't it be a great idea to do trail rides and tie in the wine and the cowboy theme of this entire valley? And I kind of looked at him and thought, you're crazy. Fast forward to 2020 and we're still going strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's a great experience, enjoyed by a lot of Southern California, of course, our market, but European travelers like it as well.
We do. We get a lot of overseas people, a lot of East Coast, especially during the holidays. A lot of people think in the wintertime we must be shut down, but actually that's kind of our big ramp is during the holidays. People are coming out trying to escape the cold, and they come out and it's just a great time for them. They love it. Come out in t-shirts and jeans and don't even think about a jacket. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Take us through an experience.
Yes, so all the rides are, and they have always been private, always been guided, so 2-person minimum. It's very nice for couples, but we also do a lot of families as well. We can do up to 10 riders. The ride itself is about 75 to 90 minutes. Does include some wine afterwards if they like, and it takes you just through the entire valley. We are lucky enough to be able to lease this property. We have 75 acres of grapes. There's 800 acres in the back. The whole place is 1,001 acres, and they really get to see raw country, which is awesome. A lot of people think I homeschool my kids because out here there must be no schools, so it's a pretty cool experience. And also too, just the vines all year round, how they grow, the grapes coming in. A lot of people don't know that red actually turns red this time of year, so it's a neat experience.
That's great. I understand we get to get on a horse today?
Absolutely.
With a sword?
Yep, sword and everything. And a chalice. So I feel like up here you can see literally all of the Santa Ynez Valley. It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing, breathtaking. Everywhere you look is a portrait.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Jay, what an amazing ride. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me. It's been my pleasure.
What do we have here?
This is an Albarino, stainless steel aged, and this is what's very fun about our tasting is these wines are a mystery. I call them all mystery wines because I don't know where they come from. but it's something that I have not seen anywhere, and so that's what this white is. Our red is actually from here. This is cab from Alisal Vineyards.
That's great, and you're right, it's very fun.
Yes, it is. It's a good one.
And a lesser-known grape as well. It's really enjoyable.
They actually do have Albarino here. It is part of the 20 acres across the street.
Excellent.
Yes, so they have 15 varietals total, I believe. Cab is their #1 producer.
You were not kidding about the horseback riding. You know, the horse does do the work. I was able to take some selfies, and I felt like he was very kind to me.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
we connected, I felt like.
That's the beauty of horseback riding, is you don't need to look down once. You can look up the whole time, and you're not going to worry about falling in a hole.
Yeah. And I also felt like I could have done what I wanted with him. You know, like a lot of folks feel that they do have experience riding, and they don't want to just be on a wagon train, you know, robot horse or whatever, right? And
definitely.
I did not feel he was a robot whatsoever, and he was within my control, and I could have done what I wanted.
Absolutely.
Which is, again, an incredible experience, Jay. Thank you so much. How can folks learn about Vino Vaqueros and get out here and get on a horse?
Absolutely. The best way is definitely through our website, which is our name, vinovaqueros.com. Also, I am a huge fan of Instagram and Facebook. Handles are both Vino Vaqueros on those.
Gorgeous
and
images, amazing
Oh,
images.
thank you.
Yeah. Is it at Vino Vaqueros?
It is.
Yeah.
Correct, yes. And I respond quickly to text, email, voicemail, phone calls, anyway. You'll get me. You won't get anyone else answering the phone but me. So.
Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
That was an awesome ride. I've really worked up an appetite, so it's time to head over to the Alisal River Grill to sample their breakfast and lunch menus. Anthony, thank you so much for having us out to the River Grill at the Alisal.
Hi Shelby, thank you very much for being here. It's a great day today.
It is a great day, and wow, look at all this amazing food we have in front of us. Please tell us a little bit about the history and what the River Grill is all about.
So the River Grill is our 4th dining property on the resort. We're situated right here on the river course, which is our public golf course. Here we have a breakfast and lunch and occasional dinner spot as well. We serve, you know, classic American food at a comfortable environment. Just want to be your neighborhood restaurant and grill.
Neighborhood restaurant and grill with these kind of views and on a beautiful golf course. You say it's the 4th dining property from the entire Alisal Guest Ranch and Resort. I understand 10,000 acres?
Yeah, a little over 10,000 acres. On that we have 2 championship golf courses, 73 cottages for staying, and as mentioned, 4 dining properties, tennis courts. I mean, activities that just go beyond. I mean, even a 100-acre lake.
Wow.
So a lot of fun things to do here at the resort. And yeah, we're here on one of the golf courses here to dine, so it's definitely fun.
All of this looks amazing. Tell us a little bit about your customer here at the Alisal River Grill.
Here at the Alisal River Grill, we focus on being a neighborhood restaurant, classic American food, really comfortable environment, beautiful views. Those who are coming in and off the course can grab a quick bite or a drink. Those, you know, coming out for brunch on a Sunday or a Saturday, it's a great spot. It really caters just to, you know, many different types of locals and visitors as well.
Absolutely, and I think it's one of those spots, unless you know, you don't know. My family and I come out for brunch many Sundays. They make one of the best Bloody Marys in the Santa Ynez Valley. And I mean, the food is just incredible for the price point, and like you say, it's a neighborhood place but in a world-class location.
Exactly. We have fun with the menu. We keep it to food people recognize, things that are approachable but done in a way that flavor stands out. You know, where we do a club sandwich, for example. Every golf course has to have a club sandwich. We take some local baguette made for us by Bob's Well Bread, house smoked turkey breast, pickled red onions, and we take it up another level with flavor, where it's food people recognize, but they want to, once they have it, it's craveable and savory in that same right.
So you told us about the club. Go ahead and tell us about the other dishes.
Here we have a little breakfast bite, you know, like an appetizer for brunch or breakfast. We have churro donuts served with Nutella. Here we have a crispy, hand-breaded chicken breast sandwich with creamy coleslaw, pickles, lemon aioli on a local brioche bun with potato salad. It's one of those down and dirty sandwiches that's just really good.
It looks good, and it's very fun that you've seared the Alisal brand on the bun.
We're always repping. We always got to have the brand out.
That's great.
Here we have our classic Eggs Benedict, toasted English muffin, Canadian bacon, poached eggs, and homemade hollandaise, served with our rancher's potatoes and fresh fruit.
Love the colors.
Isn't that fun? Sweet
Yeah,
potatoes, purple
absolutely.
potato. Here we have a quinoa arugula salad with Fuji apples, toasted walnuts, dried cherries, and with a lemon vinaigrette, finished with Parmesan, as well as French toast for all those sweet people that love sweets in the morning. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Here's Bob's Well Bread. He makes a challah for us, similar to brioche. We make an egg batter and crisp it up. Just very tasty. It's just some food that's simple, approachable, but yet in the same right craveable. That's our focus here.
Craveable, that's what I'm feeling right now. All looks amazing. Cannot wait to dig in. I know that you do breakfast and lunch 7 days a week.
Breakfast and lunch 7 days a week, breakfast all day. That's something as a draw to people that want breakfast, even after the morning hours. They come in for a lazy breakfast, which is fantastic.
And dinner?
Dinner right now we do Wednesdays and Fridays. We do an after-hour special, which we do feature a nightly blue plate, something affordable and delicious in the same right, where that changes every night, along with a menu full of a really good cheeseburger, little tasty bites here and there on the menu, tacos. That might be expanding in the near future on days as well.
Super affordable. This is Wednesdays and Fridays.
Exactly.
Not a lot of advertisement. So when you come to the Santa Ynez Valley, Alisal River Grill, Wednesday or Friday night, you're going to get a treat. Well, I cannot hold back any longer. Let's dig in. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Chef, everything's so good.
Oh, I'm happy to hear. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. It's not often you get to have breakfast and lunch all together, and everything is so good, and you can bet we're not going anywhere once the segment is over. Chef, what else would you like us to know about the Alisal River Grill?
We are the destination for many special events. If it be a wedding, corporate event, family reunion, we're the place to be.
Great place, and you hold a lot of charity golf tournaments here.
Absolutely.
Very
Yes.
much a part of the community in the Santa Ynez Valley. How can we find out more about the River Grill at Alisal?
Please visit us at alisal.com or call 1-800-4-ALISAL.
Chef Anthony, thank you again for having us.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Cheers. That lunch was truly delicious, and now it's time to get checked in at a Santa Ynez Valley landmark. The King Frederik is a true Solvang original and located right in the center of town. Let's learn more about this classic property. Linda, thank you so much for having us out to King Frederik Inn in Solvang in the Santa Ynez Valley. Please tell us about the property.
Well, this property was built by my father, and we have two properties, this one and also Pea Soup Anderson Inn. And this actually was the former site of their Nielsen building materials. And so he built this hotel after they took down the building materials and moved that down.
When was that?
That was in 1969, actually,
Okay.
that they built this.
Yeah.
My father represents a long line of building contractors in his family, and they were responsible for several buildings here in the valley. The churches, the Outer Dyke Village, some of the other hotels, as well as the two hotels that we own as a family.
I understand that you are one of the founding families.
We have 5 generations of family here with my niece's daughter, and most of us are involved in the community in a very big way. We feel it's our responsibility to give back to the community that has done so much for us, and that's the legacy that my father left for us.
Both you and I hit the social circuit in the Santa Ynez Valley, and I see you everywhere, and you're an incredible community leader, and you do your family proud on everything you do for the community. Tell us more about the property. What's unique about this, and what kind of experience do folks have when they come to King Frederik?
The wonderful thing about the King Frederik Frederik Inn is that it's self-contained. You're in the middle of the Danish village of Solvang. So you park your car one time and you don't have to get in your car until you leave. You can walk to everything. You can walk to all the wonderful shops, the bakeries, the breweries. There's wine tasting rooms here. Directly across the street we have the PCPA Outdoor Summer Theater, which is a wonderful event. We have all the amenities as well. We have the pool and the jacuzzi. We have refrigerators and also microwaves in the room, so it's very self-contained. And most of our employees have been here for a long time. We have many employees that have worked here over 20 years. At one point we had over 3 generations of the same family working for my dad. So it's kind of a family affair.
Yeah, that's terrific. I've already had a sip of this coffee, and people who know me know that I'm particular, and this is really good coffee. And this is down here at the lobby and all day, or in the morning?
This is in the morning. We have coffee and Danish pastries that are delivered every day from Olsen's Bakery, the world famous Olsen's Bakery. So we have raspberry, cherry, apple, and Danish cheese here in front of us this morning.
Wow. And if I remember correctly, there are 5 bakeries in Solvang. And they're all within a few blocks of each other, right? So there's no shortage of sweetness.
No.
In Solvang.
You can have whatever sweetness you would like. You can have the pastry, the chocolates, the wine, the beer, and the Danish food, or you can have American food. You've got it all at your disposal, just out the door, within steps.
And that's a good point. Solvang was very Danish for many years, and that was what the selling point was. And then Solvang embraced the wine. Mm-hmm. And now there's incredible wine in Solvang. And over the last few years, even the food has come up to bat. So now you have fine dining, incredible wines. Besides, to me, one of the most walkable cities that I've ever experienced. It's just a fantastic place.
As good as I remember. And I will tell you, I can remember when these were 5 cents a piece. That is far from the truth now.
They're really, really good. Tell us about your father.
Well, my father was born here in 1922. He was a visionary with a lot of his friends here that kind of put tourism on the map here for Solvang and Santa Ynez Valley. And he also was very instrumental in the town's government and architecture as we see it today.
How did King Frederik Inn get its name?
Well, this is a very interesting story because my dad was able to be present at 3 royal visits from the Danish family. And so the Crown Prince came in 1939, and my dad was here at that particular time, and they named the hotel after King Frederik. Oh. So that's how the name was established. But my dad was actually here in Solvang when 3 royal visits occurred, and I've actually been here for 2 royal visits.
Wow, that's very cool. And humbling, my goodness. I understand you have a special suite?
We have a special suite that can be a family suite, or it can be set up for groups, for a group of size of about 20. And it's very nice, has a full kitchen and bedroom.
That's terrific. Linda, please tell us how we can find out more information about King Frederik Inn in Solvang.
We have all of that on social media. We have a webpage, kingfrederickinn.com, and we also have Facebook and Twitter. And we also have a toll-free number, as well as our established landline.
Fantastic. Thanks again for having us. And I'm going to go hit the Santa Ynez Valley, and I look forward to resting my head here this evening.
Great. We'll welcome you.
Thank you. Now that I'm checked in, it's time to sample some wines from an iconic name in California winemaking. Fred Brander is one of the original winemakers here in the Santa Ynez Valley, and we're going to sample some of his incredible wines at his beautiful estate winery. Fred, Fabian, thank you so much for having us out to the Brander Vineyard. We're in front of the iconic pink chateau. Fred, please take us back to the long and amazing history of Brander Vineyard here in the Santa Ynez Valley.
Well, the Brander Vineyard is one of the pioneer wine estates in the Santa Ynez Valley. My dad and I planted this land in 1975. There was nothing here, just bare land. And in '77, we got our first crop. We got our first Sauvignon Blanc, which we entered in the LA County Fair. And much to our amazement, we got a gold medal which was Santa Barbara County's first gold medal for a wine. And so that kind of got me started in perfecting or focusing on that variety. So I think right now we stand, Fabian and I just finished bottling our first batch of 2019 Sauvignon Blanc, which is the 43rd vintage.
43rd vintage, yeah, congratulations on that. Quite something, and besides being a pioneer, you've been a great shepherd for many of the winemakers in our area. What kind of things can people expect when they come out to the vineyard?
Well, you know, we like to pride ourselves in the fact that we built this winery from scratch. There was nothing here. So it's really, when you come to Brander, we like to distinguish ourselves from the other properties or other producers in the area, that we really want people to taste a sense of place in our wines. Since most of the wine is really estate grown and you know, bottled here, we want to get people, when they come here, not only do they taste wines that are made here, but they get a sense of just chemistry that is in the air and that you can actually taste in the glass.
Yeah, amazing. Fabian, please tell us what wines we have here we're going to taste today.
We have 4 wines in front of us, 2 Sauvignon Blancs and 2 Cabernet Sauvignons, the 2 varietals we primarily focus on. We'll start with the first Sauvignon Blanc. This is our 2018 Los Olivos District Sauvignon Blanc. It's our flagship Sauv Blanc. About 2/3 of our production is this one wine. It's what we're most known for. This is a blend of Brander Vineyard, about 55 to 60% estate fruit, and the rest of it is local Los Olivos District grapes, Sauvignon Blanc. This is our 2018, so it's our 42nd vintage, but like Fred mentioned earlier, we've bottled our 43rd already, soon to be released.
Yeah, one of the reasons I think we've gotten a really good following for Sauvignon Blanc is that we really don't make Chardonnay here, like a lot of my colleagues do, and certainly Santa Barbara County is known for its Chardonnay. But while my colleagues were really making and selling Chardonnay, I was making Sauvignon Blanc. And that's really the alternative wine, white wine to Chardonnay. And now it's become very popular. It's, you know, it's totally the opposite. You know, you have oaky Chardonnays versus non-oaked, very fresh, vibrant Sauvignon Blancs. And you've seen a real steady rise in Sauvignon Blanc consumption, and I think we've really sort of benefited from that.
Second wine we have in our lineup is called Au Natural. It's 100% Sauvignon Blanc. It's 100% estate fruit, and it's fermented and aged all in stainless steel. So Brander makes about 8 to 10 different Sauvignon Blancs every year. Usually 2 that are estate, a stainless version, and a oaked version of it. So our Au Natural is our stainless steel version.
Okay. Cleaner, not as much of a mouthfeel towards the end, but a delicious one that you just want to keep drinking. It just invites you into the next sip. And then we're going to go into the reds.
Yeah, the Cabernet, I mean, Brander is really known for Sauvignon Blanc since, you know, we started making it in 1977. But we actually started making Cabernet back then. Santa Barbara's had a checkered past with Cabernet Sauvignon because it's not as easy to grow as some of the other grapes. It tends to have its own wild, very vigorous character that you have to really tame its exuberance, otherwise it becomes kind of herbaceous or herbal and kind of green and mean. And so just by putting a lot of effort in the vineyard, we've really been able to make some excellent Cabernets, and I think the Los Olivos district really is a prime area in the whole state of California, making really fresh, really exciting, delicious Cabernet Sauvignon.
The fourth wine.
Our fourth wine that we have on the table is our Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve. Like I mentioned earlier, it's also estate. It's a barrel selection that we have out of our cellar. So we pick our favorite barrels and we blend Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon. It usually receives more new oak. It gets about 60% new barrel. The rest is all neutral, all French oak. It's usually a little riper, a little richer. So it's really well balanced wine with the amount of oak we use.
A deeper, richer cab. The first one, very delicious.
But it's from the same vineyard, so in a sense, rather than make a reserve by buying grapes from a different vineyard and putting more oak, you know, this is really dealing with our own vineyard with maybe 3 or 4 different blocks of Cabernet Sauvignon. But it's like in Bordeaux, where basically they're making a first wine, a second wine, and many times a third wine based on when they pick the part of the vineyard and how ripe those grapes get and how it tastes along in the barrel. We're doing the same thing. We're kind of classifying them into first the best, second best, third best lots.
Delicious, gentlemen. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Shelby.
Yeah. Cheers. Tell us a little bit about the events that are here at Brander Vineyard.
Well, we do a number of different events. We like to do things that are a little bit different, and we do have a museum here on the property. It's called the Brander Museum of Folk Art, which is a nonprofit, has its nonprofit status, and we do focus on Mexican folk art. And so, one of the events we have, besides having the museum open by appointment only, we do have one popular event in the summer is a Mexican market, a folk art market. So we invite vendors, artisans from Mexico to come, and they show their wares, and the public comes and buys these items, and they're very unique because you just can't find them in too many places really in California.
Food trucks in the summertime and music, about 3-4 times a year, usually during Vintner's weekend. And first weekend in December, we have an event here at Brander. Of course, we have wine club pickup parties a little more often. So if people join the wine club, not only do they get small produced allocations of our wine, but they also get invited to barbecues or different types of food that we do here.
Yeah, all of them amazing. I've been lucky to attend many of the events. One of the other unique things about Brander is all the different spaces you have, all the different environments from inside, from outside, the museum.
Throughout our property, of course, the vineyard, has its own personality, but then the winery, it's kind of like an organic building built around a courtyard, which is very typical, like in Europe,
Gentlemen, thanks again. How can we find out more about the Brander Vineyard?
You can go on our website at www.brander.com. You can visit us here in Los Olivos. We're open 7 days a week. Our hours are typically 11 to 4 in the fall winter hours, 11 to 5.
Are you on social media as well?
We have both Facebook and Instagram, where you can follow us and keep being updated regarding all the events we do and all the different wine releases we do.
Well, I hope you're not in any hurry, gentlemen, because I'm not, and we're going to hang out at the Brander Vineyard, incredibly comfortable. Once you sit, you don't want to leave. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, Shelby.
It's been another incredible day in the Santa Ynez Valley. I'm looking forward to going in and having a restful evening at King Frederik Inn and having some fresh pastries in the morning. We'll see you next time.